Hey, what's going on everyone? My name is Cole Kagkamis and welcome back to the channel. Over the years, mobile phones have only become more and more capable, and the quality of the games on them have grown closer to console level. And because of this, it makes more sense to up the quality of your gaming experience by using a controller. That brings me to the Backbone 1, which is an extremely impressive controller made for the iPhone. But with so many options out there, what makes this one so special? That's what I'll be talking about in today's video, so let's get right into it. Like many of us, I already have a gaming console and thus a controller that is compatible with all my devices. A few months back, iOS 14.5 brought native support for the PlayStation DualSense and Xbox Series X wireless controller. This is something I was really happy about because I already loved using the DualSense, and that meant that I'd be able to slay in games like COD Mobile. But when Backbone reached out a couple weeks back saying they'd send me their one mobile controller, I couldn't resist. Checking out their website really made a lasting first impression. All I can say is bravo to the web design team. So the first factor you'll probably consider when looking for a mobile controller is the price. The Backbone definitely isn't cheap, coming in at $99, but there is a bunch of features on here that I'll touch upon throughout the video. There are plenty of other options out there at a similar price point, including the SteelSeries Nimbus and the Razer Kishi. Now, the Xbox Series X controller and the DualSense come in at $60 and $70 respectively, but if you already own one of the consoles, it's technically free. Onto the design, I can say I'm a big fan. If you've ever owned or played on a Nintendo Switch, this is going to be a very familiar experience. The H-clamp design locks into the size of your iPhone. This is a huge advantage over other controllers such as the DualSense because it offers greater portability. Whether you're in the car or laying in your bed, there's no need to go and find something to prop up your phone against. You can just grab the controller and go. Luckily, this isn't as much of an issue for me because I have the quad lock case, which allows me to lock into their desk mount so that I can place my phone on any flat surface. I've been a PlayStation guy for the past 6 years, so the joystick placement did throw me off a little bit. It also doesn't help that the buttons are labeled ABXY, so there's always a delay when I'm trying to figure out which one it wants me to click. What I was really happy to see is that both joysticks are clickable, which isn't always the case with these mobile controllers. This is really helpful in games like Call of Duty where you'll need to toggle sprinting, or Minecraft when you want to crouch so you don't fall to your death leaning over an edge. So I'm not a huge fan of the triggers on the back because they are pretty small. I often find myself accidentally clicking them because they take so little force to activate. The height of the controller itself is 3.7 inches and the width is 6.94 inches contracted, but it does go all the way up to 10.14 inches when expanded. On the bottom of the left handle, there's a 3.5mm audio jack so that you can game with wired headphones like it's still 2015. The Backbone doesn't actually have a battery, but instead uses a small amount of power from your iPhone by plugging into the lightning port. Don't worry about the drain though, because it's very minimal, and you can also charge through the pass-through on the right handle. This is a big plus over other game controllers like the Nimbus or the DualSense, because they have to be charged separately from your iPhone. While you may not have to charge your phone as much using these, it's still less of a hassle. Overall, the controller is pretty comfortable. I have no problems using it for long gaming sessions, especially since it does a good job of trapping away any heat my phone sometimes will produce. One of the biggest perks of this controller is its connectivity features. Connecting to your device is as simple as extending the controller, plugging in the lightning port at the bottom, and snapping in. What is annoying though is that you'll need to take off your case in order to play, and mine is just super thick and a pain to get off. But connecting this way is awesome because you don't have to pair with Bluetooth every time. This is huge because I was getting annoyed having to keep going back into settings to repair and then find the proper USB cable for when I wanted to connect it back to my PlayStation. Before you start using the controller, I highly recommend you go to the App Store and download the Backbone app. As long as you're using an iPhone that's running iOS 13 or later, you're all set. While it'll still function completely fine without it, there's a bunch of cool features that get enabled by using it. As soon as it's all connected, the orange Backbone button will light up, and once clicked, will launch the app. The first time you do this, you'll get a cool animation and be asked to sign in with Apple. From there, you'll pick a username and an emoji that you want to use as an avatar. I'm honestly a really big fan of the app because it serves as a hub for the controller and makes it feel like a full-fledged console. You can look for new games to try out or continue with ones you've been playing. On top of this, the menu navigation sound is just super satisfying. In the top corner, you can see icons for how many friends you have online, check the time, or how much battery life you have left. By clicking on the button with the 3 lines, you'll open up the menu where you can record your screen, access settings, add friends so you can play together, or even join rooms, which are basically like parties. When you're playing a game, tapping once on the square looking button will start a screen recording. When it's rolling, holding will add a bookmark. You can record at either 1080p 30 frames per second or 720p 30 frames per second. Beforehand, make sure you have a little bit of storage available because a minute of video will either be 75 megabytes or 50 megabytes depending on the quality you choose. If you instead hold the button while not screen recording, you'll take a screenshot. To view all of your saved clips, go back to the app menu and click on the picture icon. With this controller, you can play any game that is controller supported on the App Store. A quick way to find out if a specific game will support it is to look for the tag on the App Store listing. It's also compatible with a bunch of streaming services like Stadia, Nvidia GeForce Now, Apple Arcade, Xbox Remote Play, PS Remote Play, Xbox Game Pass, and more. With the purchase of this device, you'll actually get a free month of Xbox Game Pass. After you've installed the app and gone through the sign-up process, you get a pop-up window to redeem your voucher. If you do choose to do this, just note that you'll have to put in your credit card info, so make sure to set a reminder to cancel so you don't accidentally get charged with $15. There's a lot more things to the app, so I don't want to go any deeper, but overall, I can say that I'm very impressed. It really transforms your iPhone into its own gaming console. Crazy. Overall, I think the Backbone One is a fantastic choice for all the serious mobile gamers out there. While the $99 price tag is pretty hefty, I think that all the software features and the advanced portability make it a compelling option. The app integration turns your iPhone into one hell of a gaming device. Now, it is worth noting the limitations of mobile gaming. Even with all the streaming services out there, you still need a very good internet connection. There's still not a whole lot of games out there that support controllers, so make sure that the ones you'll be playing do. With all that said, I truly believe this is the best mobile gaming controller out there. If you want to pick one up for yourself, I'll leave a link down in the description. As always, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who's made it to this point in the video. I really appreciate it. The support on the channel recently has been unreal, and I can't wait to keep creating content for you guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like for the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe with bell notifications so you're notified next time I upload. Thank you, and take care.